so many people around the world, they live in black and white. I'm not perfect. I'm not happy every day. My days are not.
Many people, they subscribe to this negativity because this is what is surrounding us. How can you start with your family? How can you start with yourself? Great power in the universe. I call it God, because you're going to learn something new. You're going to experience new things, new people, new conversations. Your thoughts are creating your life.
What is the life that you really desire? What does that look like for you?
So really, my big goal is to affect, hundreds of millions of people around the world, to just even realize that I can help one person every day. That is my motto. How can I help the people? So really, when I wake up, my perfect day is obviously starting the morning slow, taking some time for me, filling my own cup and realizing, okay, now that I've filled my own cup, how can I help someone else? How can I help this person, my family? And that's how you start. If you have this big goal of helping millions of people around the world, well, think about how can you start with your family? How can you start with yourself? And when I started helping myself, I am a believer. I call this great power in the universe. I call it God. And when I realized that, God helps those who help themselves, or whatever you want to call it, I realized that the more that I fill myself up, the more that I strengthen myself and I believe in myself, that God can work through me and God can be able to use these gifts that I can share with others and help inspire and help other people to also share their gifts. So really for me, I'm already living that dream, and more it's growing and it's evolving and it's expanding. And I think that's the purpose for you, for me, for every single person, is this evolving expansion, that we're always going to reach this higher version of ourselves. The version that you'll be tomorrow is not the version that you are today, because you're going to learn something new. You're going to experience new things, new people, new conversations, just like we're having right now. So that really is what motivates me to get out of bed every day, knowing that I'm helping just one person. And I know that I have this feeling when I'll get to the end of my life and I'll be able to look back and say, wow, I did all of this. I'm so proud. And I'm already so proud. So it's that feeling of this upward spiral, that more you believe in yourself, more you take action, more you do the things that you really want, you realize that life actually does have your back.
And why? Because obviously you are like one of the most motivated, animate. I've interviewed 300 people on this podcast, and you're one of the most animated, motivated, excited, pumped up people I've ever met. And I, why do you think so many people are not like that? So many people today, they're so afraid to be positive. I travel around the world, and it's funny because when I go to Europe, they look at me like a weirdo or something. They're like, man, you're like, there's something wrong with this guy. Like, what does he want from me? What is he trying to get from me? What is he, like, why is he excited? What is he so positive about? And, because it feels like everybody, well, not everybody, but so many people around the world, they live in black and white, and I live in color. I'm not perfect. I'm not happy every day. My days are not, trust me, I got plenty of problems to go around. But for the most part, I'm super grateful that I got to get up this morning. I'm super grateful that I have the abundance that I have. I'm super grateful for my family, for my kids, for just, the things that I have in my life, my teammates, my team, my business, all this stuff. But why are so many people so negative in the world? Because negativity to me is gross, but what do you think? What's your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I love that you have this incredible life because you've built that for yourself. And I'm sure that years ago, you had that vision for exactly the life that you're living today. So I would say many people, they subscribe to this negativity because this is what is surrounding us. The first thing that I would tell anyone that I work with or a friend is, stop watching the news, stop waking up in the morning and, filling your mind with all this negativity and starting off the day on the wrong foot, because then you're thinking, oh, what is the worst case scenario? What's the worst things that are happening in the world? And don't get me wrong, there are days, not everyone is going to have perfect days. Absolutely. But the powerful thing is that if you realize that you can actually change the way you think about your problems, the problem is not that we have problems. Everyone has problems, but it's the problem thinking that we shouldn't have any. It's actually through the problems, through the adversity that we grow, that we strengthen ourselves, because that's what actually builds your character, builds your self-esteem, builds your worth in yourself. So I would say if people are living very negative lives every day, day in and day out, again, I would say your thoughts are creating your life. What are you thinking about every day? What kind of life do you want to live? Because you can either look at the negative or you can look at the positive. What's wrong is always available. So is what's right. You have to be able to strengthen your mind and look at what's going right in your life. Just like you said, you're grateful for your health and your family and your kids and your team. Just that right there, gratitude. It's so powerful. If you can take 1 minute in the morning to state out just 5-10 things that you're grateful for. You have 2 hands, 2 legs, you can move, you can walk, you can see, you can hear. This is going to start to, it's going to spiral, and you're going to start to feel really good about yourself, because there are millions of people that would love to switch places with us, that would love to live the life that we live. But if you can start just one step at a time, sometimes we get so overwhelmed by the entire staircase. But if we just look at the next step, okay, what is one thing I can do today to feel better? What is one thing I can do to move myself towards my goals? And that's how we change. It's gradually, it's consistently, one step at a time. And that's really how you live the life that you live today. So really, it really starts with thoughts. Our thoughts are the main thing that are affecting our lives. So that's how we change, negative to positive.
Thank you for watching our short clips on Alonzo Academy. If you'd like to watch the next short clip, click here.